Hello everyone, welcome to the last video in my Valentine's Day cocktail series, and this one is going to be on the Notebook, which I have to admit it's one of my guilty pleasures to watch, and every time I watch it I end up bawling my eyes out, but it is really a great love story, and it stars Rachel McAdams and Ryan Gosling. And I actually did have one of these quotes at my wedding, at one of the centerpieces, and it says, "The best love is the kind that awakens the soul and makes us reach for more, that plants a fire in our hearts and brings peace to our minds." So that's just kind of the setup today, kind of a peaceful setup. And I have a lavender vanilla candle that I'm definitely going to be burning with all the scents I have going tonight. It's going to be a very relaxing and blissful cocktail for sure. So I kind of was thinking about the Notebook, and I really think that kind of outdoorsy and woodsy but calming is kind of what I was thinking as the general mood of the story. So I was kind of thinking of the country backdrop too, how it takes place kind of outside of a city for the most part in the country. So I thought a good bath bomb for that would be Twilight, kind of to think of the starry nighttime sky. And this smells like lavender and vanilla. And I was just kind of think of the starry nights whenever Noah and Allie are spending time together. And I know I like to pair this with Christmas Eve, and if you have Christmas Eve, definitely pair that together. But I was also trying to think of kind of the outdoorsy landscape, and I was thinking maybe rose jam would be a good boba bar for this. So this one is kind of getting discolored, and I've only had it probably for about 2 months. I got it from the UK when they first came out. But I'm actually not going to be using that exact one. I have a half of one that I'm going to be using today, so I'll just make sure I push it all together and make it be a really, kind of crumbly powder type mixture whenever I put it in the tub. And half of that bubbleroon will be more than enough for me. It's definitely very moisturizing, and I always love good moisturizing in a cocktail. And speaking of moisturizing, next we have the Bath Melt, which is Floating Island, and this smells like lemon, vanilla, and sandalwood. I thought this would just be good because kind of in the movie they go through ups and downs when they're not with each other, and Noah definitely kind of feels lonely and like a floating island. Oh, and kind of just a side note, you guys, I know sometimes it gets rickety on the camera, but I am investing in a tripod soon, like in the next month or so. So I apologize for being shaky, and I'm trying to keep a steady hand, but in the next month or so I am for sure getting a tripod, I promise. For the soap, we have Sweetheart soap, which has jasmine, vanilla, and sandalwood in it, and it's out for Valentine's Day. You can kind of see this looks like it was maybe part of the double E's in Sweetheart. So I'm going to use that for soap, and I just was thinking that they're such sweethearts whenever they're finally together at the end, Noah and Allie. And then to finish up in the shower, I don't have a sample of this right now. I've never really invested in a full pot because I just think that Turkish Delight is really expensive, especially whenever I don't really care for that strong rose aroma. So you could definitely do Turkish Delight and then finish with Rose Argan Body Conditioner. This is one of my favorite products from Lush, and it is worth every penny. It has cocoa butter, kupuaku, I can never say that correctly, butter, almond and argan oils. It's basically the most luxurious body softener ever. So I'm trying to be very, very careful about when I use this because I want it to last a long time. But it's starting to look a little used. It's just so awesome because it smells just like that rose jam scent in the bubbleroon. It's like a sweet rose to where it's not headachy or too floral, because I'm definitely somebody that's prone to migraines. And then as far as shampoo and conditioner goes, I'm going to be using the Jumping Juniper Solid Shampoo Bar, which has lavender and rosemary in it and juniper berry oil. And it just leaves your hair really clean and shiny. And this just still basically goes with the earthy tone of the movie. And the Jungle Solid Conditioner. It has kumquat, and it really makes your hair shiny with the cocoa butter in it. And I was just thinking that Rachel McAdams, I really love her smile and her hair. So I was thinking that this conditioner would really work well to give you shiny hair. I'm still kind of using it and seeing what I think. I still honestly usually prefer a liquid conditioner, but I'm trying to see if I can get used to this solid conditioner. So I'm still trying it out before I make a solid recommendation either way. Then I'm going to use these tonight just because I got a sample of them. It's the Chou Toothy tabs, and they smell and are supposed to taste like rose jam. So they definitely smell exactly like rose argan body conditioner. And I got a sample of that in Sparkle the last time I went to Lush, because I told them I really didn't like any of the flavors of the Toothy tabs. I really wasn't buying into the whole Toothy tab thing. So they said those were the two kinds that I probably would for sure like. So I'm going to give them a try. And then I'm going to finish with my Twilight fragrance. This was a foreign fragrance I got from the chat party for the Halloween stuff earlier this fall. And also, if you're watching this right when I post it, on this Saturday, February 11th from noon to 5, probably a lot of your Lushes will be having a Lots of Love party where you can create your very own Lush love potion, and you get to guess the number of hearts in a jar, and whoever's closest gets the Lots of Love hat box gift. So that's definitely a party to definitely stop by if you can. It's such a cute little postcard. So I hope you guys enjoy this cocktail, and I'll meet you in the bath. Okay, I have the water run, and I did grab my Brazen Honey face mask out of the fridge, and you'll see it has a black line through it. I actually, when I went to Lush on Saturday, I might do a Lush haul from that. I might not. I haven't decided. I didn't get a ton of stuff, but I did buy Cosmetic Catastrophe. But always ask your Lush if there's some face masks that are getting ready to expire, because usually on the bottom of their fridge they have some that they have for sample purposes. So like this one, they wouldn't sell because it expires on the 12th, which is pretty soon, coming up here just a week away. So it's always good to ask, because they were like, oh sure, which one do you want to try? So I'm going to try out the Brazen Honey, which is good for exfoliating. Usually I would get Love Lettuce, but their Love Lettuce that were about to expire were growing mold a little bit, so they were throwing those out for sure. Alright, so let's go ahead and get Twilight put in. And these bubbleroons are just so moisturizing. Like, I've had this in storage in this baggie for about, maybe a month or so. Maybe even longer than that, honestly. And it is like so soft and moisturizing, I can tell. It was so easy to crumble up. Then I'll plop in my, I'm just doing 1/4 of the floating island. Twilight is definitely a slow frothing bath bomb, so if you're in a hurry, you never want to use Twilight, but I guess if you're having a bath, you're not really in a hurry, so this is taking its sweet time fizzing out for me tonight. Okay, There it goes. It's starting to go a little faster now. Look at it kind of stream along the surface. Oop, there it just cracked. As you can tell, it kind of gets to a point where it stops frothing. And it just falls apart, basically. It's just like a really thin shell. So when it gets to this point, I always go ahead and just hit the jets. Okay, and there we go. This combination together just smells wonderful. Like, I like this almost as much as Christmas Eve in Twilight, so I can't wait to jump in. It's definitely going to be a purpley water. I ran the bath a little hot, so it hurts to put my hand down in the water right now. I usually let the water cool off and I start to upload the video and start to edit it as this cools down a little bit usually. I can never seem to run bath water that's the right temperature for me. Anyway, if you guys have any ideas for some good tripods, can you let me know? I'm kind of going into it blindly and don't know what the good ones are that are also affordable. So please let me know, and I hope you guys enjoyed this Valentine's Day series. Have a good night. Bye.